welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I do my everyday face makeup and eye makeup. It's super simple, and along the way I'll also be sharing with you guys tips on how to keep your face looking matte throughout the day and what products to use. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, then please keep on watching. So I'm just going to start off by applying a soft layer of soft ochre, and I'm just going to apply it with my finger. So this look is super easy because all I'm going to be using is literally one palette and pretty much one all over color. The shade that I'm going to be using is called Miami, and I'm going to place this all over my eyelid. So I'm going to start off by taking the color and really just packing it in there. And the reason why I like to pack the color on first is because I feel like you just get a little more pigment that way, and it's overall a lot faster, and then just start to blend it out. So I'm just going back and forth making sure that it's all blended out. And what I like about this shade is that it doesn't have to be perfect. You can leave it like this and it looks good still, but I'm just going to blend it out a little more. So next I'm going to take the shade Decade, and this step is optional, but I'm going to take a little bit of that shade and just place it right on my brow bone. And then I'm going to start to blend that in with the shade Miami. So this is going to help give me more of a seamless blend between the two colors. So next I'm going to just continue with the shade Miami and then place this all over my lid. And I like to start with my crease first because I feel like if I start with my lid first and then as I'm blending, it's just all going to disappear anyway. So I like starting with my crease first. So for my face primer, I'm going to be using Lancome's Prep and Matte Primer. Sorry I look like this. I just got out the shower. So I'm only going to take about a pea-sized amount of the primer, and then I'm just going to place it on my nose, forehead, chin, and my cheek area. I'm going to focus the majority of it here where I get really oily and then where I have the most pores on my skin. And if you guys are oily, I definitely recommend this primer. It's so good. It keeps your face super matte without feeling dry. I really like this primer a lot. So next for foundation, I am super late to the game, but this stuff is the bomb. If you are oily, go buy this now. And I am talking about the Estée Lauder Double Wear Foundation. This has been around for a while now, and I just recently discovered it. I mean, I knew about it, but I never thought I'd pick it up, and then I finally, like, everybody kept telling me about it, and I was like, you know what, let me try it, and I gave it a shot, and I fell in love with it. It is so good. This stuff, you guys, is the business. It literally will stay on all day. And you only need a little bit of this, but I do recommend that you work fast with it because it does dry pretty quickly. So I'm just going to start to apply this all over my face. I don't necessarily apply too much underneath my eyes because that's where I do concealer, but I like to focus the majority of this around my cheeks, my nose, and my forehead. I also don't apply too much of this because I like going in with a face powder afterwards to set it. So I do go in a little heavier with the concealer underneath my eyes. I like it to just be a little brighter and to have a little more coverage underneath there. I also do a little down my chin, my nose, and my forehead. It's for a little extra brightness. So the way I like to set my concealer is by using Ben Nye's translucent powder. I use the neutral set one, and then I just take some of the powder and I pack it underneath my eyes. And the reason why I like to use this powder is because it is a talc based powder, so it absorbs any oil. So around my nose where I get the most oily, I'll take some of the powder and then just pack it on. So I do use a lot of it, but that's because it definitely helps control the oil. And I do the same thing to my forehead. I'm going to take Studio Fix powder by MAC, and I'm using the shade NC25, and then pack this onto my face as well. And the trick to staying matte a little longer, don't wipe off the translucent powder on your nose and on your forehead. All you're going to do is take the powder that you're setting with and place it right over. So now to add a little more color back onto my face, I'm going to be using Matte Bronze by MAC, and then I'm taking a Morphe M437 brush. I'm also going to take some of that just on my cheekbones here and then down my jawline. So next for blush, I'm taking Warm Soul by MAC. This is one of my favorite blushes ever. And I'm using a Sigma Large Angled Contoured F40 brush. So now let's move on to baking. I'm going to use the same translucent powder that I was using, and I'm just going to take one of these little sponges And I'm going to pack this underneath my eyes some more. This is going to help brighten up the under eyes just a little more. I'm also going to take some underneath my cheekbones to clean up the bronzer a little more. And I also like to do like the little shape here, so it looks like I'm smiling. And then I also take a little on my chin, on my forehead, and then down my nose, and all over my nose here. So I'm going to move back onto the eyes, and I'm going to let the rest of the face set for a little bit. So I'm going back into the shade Miami, and all I'm going to do with this shade is bring it down underneath my lash line from outer corner to inner corner, and then just back and forth. So after that, I'm just going to curl my lashes and apply some mascara and falsies. For mascara, I'm using Extended Play by MAC. This is also one of my favorites. Then I'm just going to pop on some lashes. This is a Studio Chromographic pencil by MAC. This is NC15/NW20. And I'm going to place this in my waterline. This is going to help my eyes pop a little more. And I really prefer this over white because I feel like a white can be a little too harsh sometimes. So next I'm going to apply some mascara to my bottom lashes. So for the last part of the eyes, I'm going to take Decade and 2008 and mix these two shadows together. And I'm going to use these two to brighten up the inner corner of my eye. So now I'm just going to wipe off all the baking powder. So for highlight, I'm going to be using the Pixi Glow, and I'm going to take the highlight from this side and then just popping this right on my cheekbone. Also going to take a little down the bridge of my nose and on my chin. So for my lips, I ended up using Fresa by Dose of Colors. This is the collaboration with iluvsarahii, and then I paired it with Ruby Woo Lip Liner by MAC. But that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments if you guys like this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will also list everything that I use down below in the description box, so make sure to check that out if you guys have any questions, or you can leave me a comment, and I'll see you guys next time.